Hello, Half Full Monty here, and what we're going to be doing here is I'm redoing my Affinity Axe Hank. From previous videos, you've seen it with this handle on. And the way it works is it's got a hole in it, matches up with a hole there. You got a roll pin or a spring pin in there. Anyway, so there's nothing wrong with this handle, except for I overburned it a little bit right there. But I'm trying to teach myself the Canadian flick. And this one here is like 17 to this, about this notch here. So it's like it's 17¼ inches long. And the problem I've been having with all my throwing hatchets is out here at my top secret training facility out here, I measured off my 12-foot for hatchet throwing, World Axe Throwing League rules. And every time I do that, then I go to the venue, it feels like their throw line is too far, or my handle's too short. Okay, so and with this flick, you see, you throw it like a dart, like that. You less movement makes more accuracy. Anyway, so you have to hold it like you're going to throw a dart, where instead of using your normal or golf or what, you know, your normal hammer grip, you do something along these lines to throw it. And so anyway, long story. It's hard to learn how to do, but with hatchet throwing, competitive hatchet throwing, they're just like anything else. Like in baseball, you have pitchers, and you've got everybody else. They can throw the ball. You know, you pick up a grounder and throw a guy on first base. You can be a catcher and throw a guy stealing second out. You can be an outfielder, throw it. You have accuracy, but you don't have pinpoint accuracy. To have that, you have to be a pitcher. The difference between a thrower and a pitcher is a thrower can throw it real hard or real fast, but he's not going to nail those corners to strike out somebody. I don't know, if you're not a baseball fan, that analogy is probably not going to work for you. But to do that, to move up from your, you know, to the next level, you pretty much have to do the Canadian flick, is what it's called. But anyway, so I've got another blank handle here, and the tools I'll be using, I've already knocked the head off in the pen, is I'm going to use my scraper. I'm going to use my Essie's Azula 2. And I've got a couple of files here and some sandpaper. Don't have to do a whole lot of thinning out. We gotta have enough for it to go through the head, and also you want it to be as snug as you can get it. But anyway, you don't have to take a whole lot out. So and then what you do is you get your head out and you try it. Once you get going on it, yeah, this is it. I've been working. Once you get working on it, you also want to mark it to where, you know, which side goes where. Okay, that way you can make it, it's easier to fit. So I'm gonna call that. And so what I do is I just put a little arrow on it. That way I know my orientation for that. So here we go. And you can see I've already got some. But basically, if you scrape it, like the file will leave grooves on it. It takes out a certain amount of material and does a certain thing. But the deal is you want to just take off a little bit at a time, because you can always take it off, but you can't put it on. So you got my 4-way beast here. Yep, that's the right way. So anyway, that's how you use all those tools. But and this just takes off. I don't know if you can see how small it's taking it off. That's what you want. At least that's what I want. To make it just take off a teeny bit of material at a time. This is a it's a hickory stick, and what you use hickory because of the quality of the wood, hardness, and the grain orientation. By grain orientation, can you see how those are going that way? Well, you want to follow those lines, and they should go like that, and then straight down to the other end and come in like that, okay? And there's lots of talk about the importance of grain, or orientation, or the non-importance of it. There's harder woods, but because of the grain orientation and the way it's put together, it's really hard. But when you come with hard, you got brittleness, and then so I think hickory is what most people use. It depends on what hatchets, felling axes, camp carvers, you know, what you're dealing with there, and the length of the handle. Because the length of the handle determines the throw on it. So anyway, I've got some sandpaper on this little thing here, and try to keep it smooth. Now, your wife probably won't let you do this at the dining room table. Mine doesn't much care if I clean it up and I don't irritate her. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna overhaul a transmission on or anything on the table, but And you don't cut them. You don't cut it before you put the head on it. That way, if you mess up this end, you can turn it over and use this end and whack off the part you messed up on. Okay, which one? Yep, that's going the right direction. Anyway, so you see, I've moved up just a little bit. Anyway, that's what you do. You do it, you try it, you move up a little bit, you do it some more. Then I won't bore you with any more of this for right now. I'll be back a little bit later. So here we are, we're getting closer. So what you do once you get it kind of going on there, he says, way down in there, just got started, is you got the head on there a little bit, and then you hold it like this, and then you whack it on the end. I use a little soft mallet, and that's the head holds onto it. The shaft goes into it. You'd think it'd knock the head off the bottom when you're hitting it on the top, but it doesn't. It knocks the head up on it. So we'll do that and see where we're at. And you can kind of hear when it, and tell when it's made as far as it's going to make. So, like I said, you want as high as you can. So that comes to about right there. So then you go through the process. Why I use this rubber mallet is to, and I use a white one or it won't leave black marks on my handle and everything else. This is a kind of a time-consuming process. But anyway, and you can see, because of the lighting, it's not going to show up really. But right in there, there's little indentations. It kind of leaves a shiny mark on it. That's where you know where you need to do the work on. So I'm gonna cut my head off. I know that's not going to bother y'all too much. You want to see my ugly face, but continuing on, the new stick. I explained why I want a longer one. This is how much I cut off of this one originally, but anyway, so what I'm going to try today is, and this is just kind of a experimental thing, is that I've got vinegar and steel wool, and I've got black tea, and this is supposed to ebonize. You know, I do the burns, so I thought, well, I saw this, I think I'll give it a try. You're supposed to put a coating of the tea on first. Move that somewhere where you can see what I'm doing better. You can see how it's turning a little bit dark. Right there. And I don't know, that's quart jar, about halfway full. I'll probably put 8 of the little bags in there, and it's set in there, oh geez, I don't know how long. It's in the morning, so all overnight, so all right. So this is basically water I'm putting on here, which I don't like to do on a handle. Because the way I understand it, the water gets soaked in there, and then it will, I guess, start the, I don't know, it messes up the wood. Water messes up wood, it rots it eventually. So you surely don't want it around metal. But anyway, we'll put a good coat on this baby. And it did darken it a little bit. Okay. And say you put a coat of the tea on between the coats of the vinegar and steel wool. And I'm not real impressed with this. It looks like it's turned a little bit of a grayish color, the water has, but I would expect it to turn black. Clean the brush out a little bit. Good drink of coffee. Sorry about the dogs. They like to do that. They're like little kids when you're on the phone. You gotta make noise. All right, so you got that. So now we're gonna go in, and they say you get a coffee filter and filter the little metal pieces out. I guess that means you were supposed to shred that up before. I didn't shred it up. I just I thought I had more. I'm gonna get more. My next handle, I'll have plenty of steel wool in there. Anyway, well, here we go. First coat. Oh yeah, I can see it doing stuff right now. Wow. Can you see that Technicolors? Interesting. I don't know if I think that's more just the vinegar. I don't know. Who would have thunk it? I guess ebony as a wood is probably pretty expensive. I don't know that much about it. I know I've got, when I was visiting Korea, South Korea, bought some of those little jewelry boxes and stuff. And it was out of ebony, and it was like high polished and all that stuff. So, all right, so there's coat number one. See how much. Okay, we'll let that dry. I'll come back and we'll move on with this. Here. So, I got the old dog dryer. If you have a golden retriever, you know, and speed up the process here. So that's after one coat. And you notice I gloved up. You want to glove up for this situation. I didn't realize it. I got a little bit of that on there. And it was like, oh, I back I had flashbacks of being a diesel mechanic before we wore gloves all the time. That stuff goes in between your cuticles and your pores, and you have to scrub. It's hard to get off. So glove up. All right. So second coat. Go to a little black tea. It almost looks like a old piece of wood, you know, that is grayed because it's decaying. I should just leave it like this. Oh, it's actually getting dark. Leave it like this and put it in there. Take it to my Axe League and tell those guys that I tore part of my fence off and made a post out of a axe handle out of a old fence, picket fence, a wooden fence, privacy fence board. Because you know how those things warp and break so easy. Well, they're made that way. That way you can replace them, and they're cheaper and everything. So. Try to get that on there evenly. Okay. Ebenezer Scrooge. I heard somebody scratching at my door. Very impatient dogs there. Pardon. Yeah, where else can you get that on YouTube in the middle of a video? Let me stop and attend to my animals. Anyway, so continuing on with the tea. Yeah, I don't know how they came up with this. The guy had this vinegar, steel wool, black tea. How did they come up with that combo? I think I'll try to stain this. Well, I think I'll use tea. Or did I spill my tea on the table? Well, hey, let's just ebonize it. All right, so there you go with the second coat, number 2 of the black tea. I don't know what coffee would do. I don't know. So now, the magic stuff here. Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see how dark I can get this. Like I said, I don't think my solution is very strong on the vinegar steel wool. As I ran out, I only had one little piece of steel wool left. But it set just like the tea did. It set overnight. They say that it can last for a while, but will gradually lose its potency over time. Yeah, just like everything else, I guess. Then the next question is, you know, of course, how dark it gets, but also, am I going to burn it, char it? And I'm interested in all that, why and how. And I had a viewer, subscriber that is, actually, or viewer, mentioned when I was talking about on a previous video, said that you char wood to make it harder and to make it more weather resistant. And his granddad, when they were on the farm, when they built fences, they charred the ends of the fence posts that's facing up. I guess they probably did both ends, you know. But anyway, that way it sealed it and made it more harder and made it more weather resistant. So, you know, I can envision some guys out there putting up the fence. They've got the holes all dug, and they got them a campfire, and they've got a bunch of post oak. That probably not post oak. It's probably cedar post cut up. They got the ends all sticking in the fire. Rotate them. Go stick them in the holes. Go run your wire. I've also been experimenting with my my coating I put on there. That right now it's boiled linseed oil, that ballistic gun cleaner, and turpentine. Okay, and Then I also started. I bought this beeswax, basically is what it is. And some of them's got boiled linseed oil mixed in other turpentine and stuff. Anyway, but axe wax, beeswax is what it is basically. And you use that on the whole. You can use it on your leather. You use it on your handles. You use it on the heads, and you use wax on a handle. So anyway, I got my old my wife's. She has one of those little waxing things that she waxes hair, with a little pot. She uses beeswax and it melts in there, and she uses it and then she like throws it away. So I've been getting the little chunks, and so I just chopped it up. I should have used a grater and grated it, but I chopped it up and tried it that way, and it was really lumpy. I mixed it with the liquid, the BLO and the turpentine and the gun cleaner stuff, and it actually went on pretty good. And then the next time, after she got through waxing it, I do my nose, by the way. That's how, because if I don't, geez, I could grow a ponytail. But anyway, I've got it. It was melted, and then I combined it, and that worked a little bit better. But you put that stuff on your handles, and I did it two ways. I put it on, and then I rubbed it off, and then the other one of them, I just put it on and left it for about 2 or 3 days, and it hardens, I guess, in the wood, and it's almost like you varnished it, really. But we put wax on a handle that, like, if it's going to get wet, because you don't get moisture in there, and so that's why you use it. People that use axes to chop and stuff with, you don't want wax on your handles because it makes it tacky, and because I guess most people, they slide their arm down, when they're chopping, but whatever. But it's supposed to, anyway. If you wear gloves, you probably have to wear gloves because your hands would stick to it. Then you get hot spots and blisters and stuff. To where if you just use regular linseed oil and stuff in it, and let the grip from your hands and everything. You see the baseball players get their bats and throw dirt on them. At least they used to, and wipe them down and stuff, and do all that, burnish it with your hands. That's basically the same thing you do with the axe. It causes a coating on there that makes it not slick like it's going to come out of your hands, but easy. You can grip it when you want to, but also it'll slide through your hands, and you don't even have to wear gloves to chop. Anyway, the one that I left it on there for multiple days, I left it on there for 3 days, and it still felt a little tacky. So I burnished it, with my hands. You use the heat of your hands, and you kind of rub your handle, and you rub it until it starts getting hot, like you're about to get a hot spot in your hand. And the heat from your hand makes that, combined with sweat and dirt and whatever, it makes that coating. So anyway, I was able to do that and finish it off pretty good. I'm gonna show you. I got them right here. So it's probably not going to show up on here very well, but this one here, I wiped her down, and this one here is the one that stayed on there. and they look about the same. So I know you don't want to go up there and work with the actual wax on it. I can tell you that right now, because it was sticking when I was just, so that's not good. So, but that seemed to really seal it up really good. So I don't know, I might be going with that, because I've got a source for the beeswax, because you can buy a little round tin of axe wax, okay? And it's anywhere from $8 to $35, depending on what kind of magic that's supposedly put in there. All right, I'm gonna stop and continue on, and I'll be right back. All right, so I put 10 coats on this thing. I think I'm going to stop right there. Is it completely black and shiny? No. But it was just an experiment. And then when I put my linseed oil and stuff on it, it'll be interesting to see what that is. So that's where we're at right now. 10 coats of this stuff. It's really messy. And, but there you go. So here it is on the handle. I put it a little bit proud. Of course, it's way too long, but my other handle, the way it was mounted, came to right there. 19 inches is the legal amount, and it's over that. That's about 20 inches right now. But this one here was a little bit over 17, and about 17 and a quarter. So somewhere between 17 and a quarter and 20 inches is going to be my sweet spot. But only way I can know that is to go throw it. And you can see there's nothing coming off. Okay, so 10 coats of the ebonizing solution of vinegar on steel wool and black tea. Did 10 coats. I then put linseed oil on it, and I'm on my, as I put it on, let it soak in, put it on, let it soak in, and do that until it doesn't do it, soak it in quickly. And then after that, I do it once a day, and then I do it once a day for a week, and then I do it once a week for a month, and then after that, I just do it as needed. All right, so you've seen the head before. I've got it, this one here, a little, what they call proud, sticking out a little bit. And that's mainly just for looks more than anything else. It feels pretty smooth. I'm trying to teach myself the flick, so that's why I went to a longer handle. The previous one was just a hair over 17 inches long. And World Axe Throwing League, they measure from the eye to the end. So we'll measure that. I might trim it some more. It is just a hair under 19 inches, and then the regulations is 19 inches. It's about 18 3/4, and then just about 18 and a half. So it's like 18 and a half to this point right here, and then it's like 18 3/4 to right there. We'll see when I go to the venue and throw. In the backyard, it seems to be doing really good. I'm coming along with the the fillet there. So, oh, and weight. No, that can't be correct. Try it again. Yeah, that can't be correct either. Maybe it's this tablecloth here on my casita travel trailer dinette. Okay, and now, yeah, it's coming in at 1 pound 13 ounces. So it did gain a little bit of weight. I think this was at I'll have to check back on that. But it was 1 pound 10 ounces, maybe a little bit. Anyway, so it's substantially longer. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm sure I'll do more to it, but that's the kind of the process we went through, and who knows, and we'll see how it throws at the venue in competition. So anyway, give me a thumbs up, like, share, and thanks for the comments and all the subscriptions. I'm still working on my goal, and we'll still need the subscribers and the views. But anyhow, there it is, the Infinity Hank first generation with a ebonized handle. So y'all have a good day. Half Full Monty out.